One of the things that breaks my heart is we have sort of reached this level of this thing that we like to call pragmatism. I think we're beginning to confuse pragmatism with an absolute lack of faith in human beings and what human beings are capable of when they're inspired and when they have their backs to the wall. And it's there's a lot's gonna have to change, and we're reaching the point where it's gonna have to change. It's not next week, it's not, the U.S. is gonna no longer be the most powerful nation in the world in my children's lifetime, maybe even in my lifetime. It happened. I always knew what happened, but it's happening faster than I thought it would. Global warming is real. Doesn't matter. You can sit around and argue about what's causing it, but you can't say. I think the fact that the people that were directly that were contributing the most to its happening, people that were encouraging, people that had a stake in us continuing to do the things exactly the same way we were doing. I think it's really interesting that for years they denied that it even happened. Now they've dropped back to a position of, yeah, it's happening, but it's not our fault. And so that makes me suspicious when they say it's not our fault, because they protested too much. And
we're going to make history. I think this time out. I think that it's been set for that. What's important? Keep in mind that we live in a period of time that I had my definite ideas about what candidate I thought sounded the best to me of what I considered to be, in my opinion, the viable candidates. And my guy was John Edwards when we started this journey. But he didn't end up being the guy, and that's for a lot of reasons that we don't have time to go into. But now what we've got is, what's important, it's not about them, it's about us. It's the day after Barack Obama's elected president of the United States. Is that everybody here, because it starts in communities like this. And you have to be willing to go outside of your community. If you got to see, that's a responsibility, and you have to be willing to do that. And you have to go out, and we all have to hold him to his promise to get every single one of these kids home, beginning on January 21st.
There's another moment. I think we're really coming up on a crisis that's so huge that there's another moment where just the very fact that there is another way to do almost anything that we do, the way we get around. I after being a total motorhead all my life, absolutely addicted to burning liquefied dinosaurs and cars and motorcycles that went way too fast. That was good. A lot faster than was good for me. I drive my friends and my wife and everybody else crazy because I live in New York City and I sort of insist on taking the subway everywhere. And it's like, go to Yankee Stadium, I get on the subway. It amazes me because I grew up in an area where that was built. Most of this country was built with no public transportation and group transportation intentionally, so that oil companies and automakers could make money. And everybody was okay with it because they believed the idea of, well, we get jobs and we get, and we get to go. They appeal to the part of us as Americans. It's like we get to do whatever we want. We get to go whenever we want to go, and we don't have to follow a schedule, and we don't have to conform to anything. And that isn't working anymore. We're going to have to change the way we do almost everything.
I keep the time to 1,000 beats, singing languages I don't speak, and in the city city black, city white, city light, city innocence, city sweat, city tears, city prayers, city of immigrants. Well, a city with a dream to man, reach up the Dutchess guy man, 299 but up again. A city that quits. A city with streets paved with good intentions and people than a sacred promise that you made.